Bop, the tabletop super show. Bop, the tabletop super show.
Hey guys, I'm Stevie Ray. Welcome to the Tabletop Super Show. Now today, we're going to be talking about basing materials. Now if you're like me, you like to finish your models off by adding something to the base or to your terrain, builds, and stuff like that, dioramas, etc. Now today I'm going to talk about what I do to keep the cost down on that kind of stuff. And I'm going to show you guys some ways to get super cheap, if not actually free, high quality basing materials. Now we're going to start with, rocks and sand and things like that. Now you can go to hobby websites and there's a lot of them that produce some quality stuff, and I don't want to knock any of it, but if you're on a budget, know that there's these places. If you live in any city, most of them are going to have a landscaping or rock and brick supply store, a place where people buy pavers and bricks and things for landscaping projects. Now, they also sell something called decomposed granite. Now, decomposed granite's used actually in a lot of these little tiny containers of sand and things that you'll buy to base your miniatures. And a lot of these companies, if you go into one of their stores, will actually just give you samples of this stuff. I have one a few blocks from my house, and I'm lucky enough that I went in and just told them what I did, and they said, well, here's some bags. So I was able to start getting some pretty cool, different varying kinds of decomposed granite. What's great about DG is that it's got all these different sizes, from big chunks for rubble down to straight sand, which is cool. Like, this is one of them that I got that was an exotic. Here's another that I got. These are all great basing materials here. Comes in a variety of colors. So if you're like me and do a more, model railroad style natural build where you aren't spraying it, priming it, and then repainting it, using stuff like this is just really awesome. I mean, they really hooked me up with what I would consider a year's supply, if not a lifetime supply of this stuff. So that's the first thing. Rocks and sands, there you go. Go down to your local landscape place and, hit them up. So for the next thing, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about other kind of hobby stuff. Like, let's take, for instance, this Army Painter Brown Battleground. Look at this material. I don't know if you guys know what this material is, but what it actually is just ground up shells. And $10, you get a small amount. Or just go online, go to a craft supply place, and pin cushion material made from ground seeds. It's literally the same thing. $10 plus shipping. $10 shipped for a ton of the stuff. And I like to use this kind of stuff coupled with decomposed granite, because this stuff weighs a lot less. So if you mix this down with some of this stuff, you can actually keep the weight of the build, whether it's a kill team board, small scatter terrain, or just your models down, so that they're easier for you to transport, which is an important thing. Oh, and another cool thing I got from that rock supply place, they gave me some lava rock, which is also another really cool material you can break down to add your bases. And the good thing about lava rock is it weighs a lot less than a lot of the other DG and other rocking materials. So now we're going to get on to the other part of this, which is you got your flock. This flock is basically just sawdust that's been colored, it looks good, and there's a lot of different quality ones on the market, and I don't want to knock any of them or any of the companies, but $10 for this. Or you can go online to a place like Hobby King, $10 shipped. You'll get an entire kilogram of 2 mil static grass in varying colors. This looks a little bit better than flock, has a little bit more substance, and because I actually like to do static grass, I have a static grass Pro Box from War World Scenics, and I also have their actual applicator as well. And I have a lot of static grass from them, because I make my own stuff. But if you're on a budget, you buy a couple colors of these to mix them together and add it to your rocks in a little container. You can get some instant basing material. That's just awesome. And just, once again, what's this? Probably a lifetime supply of the stuff. Now, for cheap, we're going to get on to going to the thrift stores and going to places like 99-cent, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, or your equivalent in whatever country you're in. Now, I'm kind of lazy, but I spent $1 a few weeks ago So I figured, well, I could make some pretty cool stuff with these sticks for $1. You know, I could do something cool like build like a wall for a medieval like style village or fort. You could also use these as an accoutrement to a diorama or base like a dead tree. You could go out and cut branches too as well, but these are all pretty uniform. So for $1, this was a good pickup. Another thing for $1, you know, more rocks. If you want different colored rocks, like black stuff that they aren't going to have in decomposed granite, thrift store is a great place to get that. Another thing, of course, for the thrift store, moss. Moss is awesome for if you're going to be, you know, building terrain or even for basing. You can chop these into little pieces, add some flock, add some of the rocks together, and then just literally get some PVA glue on your bases and dip them in and have a ready-made base for almost nothing. And damn near a lifetime supply of the stuff, too. And if you like to paint your stuff and you like want to add sand and stuff and texture, there's a lot of colored sand. And if you're going to prime, I would say buy stuff like this for $1 because it's generally smaller than the larger sand that you can buy, and it looks more realistic if you're going to be using it for terrain or miniature basing. So this is definitely something I recommend you doing, especially if you're going to be priming and painting them. This is great stuff. Although, I mean, I myself have spent the money to get a good supply of diorama sand, which is very fine like this, but in a more natural color since I normally don't paint my bases. And one more thing for you here. Balsa wood stand-in. 99 cents. One of these Jenga things for 99 cents will give you what is something that is just slightly harder consistency than balsa wood. I mean, here, I got a hobby knife right here. Show you. You can just whittle it down. And there you go. Make some different, lots of different uses for this, for logs, bridges, you know, add any kind of visual interest and other things to stuff like that. And doing this can save you a ton of money, which is the point here and why I made the video. So, show you guys what you guys can actually accomplish with natural basing, and I'm going to show you guys one of the things I've been working on recently, which is, I don't know if this is going to show up pretty well, but this is one I just finished. This was all made with just the materials I just showed you, except for one thing, texture paste. Now, you can make your own texture paste. It's just essentially just paint and sand in this kind of consistency. And you make your own, although for that I have shelled out the money, and I have a tendency to buy the Vallejo texture paste for my builds. But like I said, you can make that as well. Craft paint and sand. Get yourself some texture paste. And I guess with that, I don't really have much more for you guys this week. Although the next time that I do make an episode, I'm thinking of making a build and actually using some foam, texture paste, and some of these materials for a recessed base miniature display for some Otherworld Miniatures orcs that I recently finished. Well, if you guys got any value out of this, please subscribe to the channel and chase down the like button and just whomp it over the head with a satchel of basing materials. And so with that, I bid you guys adieu until the next time. Bye.